Hello once again, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Online Video. My name is Linda Petter, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Today we're really excited about sharing some great content with you guys. But let's firstly look at the agenda. We'll start today with covering just some general housekeeping and then a very quick introduction to your presenters for the day. Then we'll move straight into the online video space and about our new family member TrueView. We will then talk about AdWords for video and how to make this happen easily for you and your advertisers. Finally, we're going to wrap up with any questions that you might have. Please feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar. We will address them at the end, and if there are any that we're not able to or we run out of time, we will follow these up with you. I'm joined today by Julia and EG. Julia and I are both new media solution managers at Google in the Sydney office. I will personally be going through the online video space as well as our new offering TrueView, while Julia will be going through the setup of TrueView with AdWords for video. EG is APAC's video product expert, and he's based in Tokyo, and he's on the call in case there are any super tricky technical questions you have for us. So let's just quickly touch on housekeeping. Again, please chat any questions you have in the Ask a Question box, and we'll be sure to answer them during the Q&A. For any others that we can't get to or we cannot answer, we will follow up after the webinar. Please ensure that your browser allows pop-ups if you're encountering any issues. Be sure to refresh your browser if you cannot hear our voices clearly. And we'll also be putting out a survey at the end. If you could please complete this at the end of the webinar just to tell us what you loved and what we can improve on next time to make it better. We will also be emailing a link with this recording a week or so after this webinar. So let's get straight into it. The power of sight, sound, and emotion. Today's webinar is all about video. Video is persuasive for people because it's about the magic of sight, sound, and motion. Online video has the magic of sight, sound, motion, plus interactivity. We all know that video is an engaging form of advertising because it allows you to bring your message to life in a punchy and an effective manner. Video is big, it's bold, and it's moving. When you think about 93% of communication being nonverbal, if your message is dependent on your viewer believing and trusting you, then video is the medium for you. I'm sure most of you have seen this quote before from John. Half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. The trouble is, I just don't know which half. Well, John certainly had it right, didn't he? So much of your time, investment, resources, blood, sweat, and tears go into creating that perfect ad, making sure you have the right language that your audience relates to, ensuring that your colors are just right, that the message is spot on. And you want to make sure that as much of your advertising money is accountable, used to reach the right person at the right time. However, this is near impossible when you put that message out and you cannot be sure that that right person you're trying to reach is watching, that they're not popping into the kitchen or reaching for the remote or flipping past your ad because it's alongside an article that they have no interest in reading. Reality is the audience behavior is changing. Personally, think about how you consumed media 10 years ago, now 5 years ago, and now how about even last year? Flipping through the Sunday newspaper over breakfast has now changed to swiping the pages on an online news site on your iPad. When the ads were considered a nuisance that people avoided, that's when they made their cups of tea during their favorite TV show breaks, or now when people are actually looking and watching replays of commercials on YouTube after their friends mentioned, hey, did you see the ad from the Super Bowl? Or how about when people are regularly checking in to watch those Old Spice commercials and waiting for the latest content to be uploaded? Media consumption is changing and we need to keep up. Just on the people that have signed into this webinar alone, if we add up all of your devices, we would probably average above 2.5 per person. Screens are fragmenting and they are going to continue to do so. If you look at the image on your screen, this is exactly what it looks like in my apartment. It's not my apartment, by the way, but it looks like that. And it probably is a similar look to your home as well. The flat screen TV with the Blu-ray player, the game consoles, the laptops, a few cell phones lying around, the tablet, and even maybe the trusty desktop. The good news is that if you're not finding a consumer on one of these screens, there is another screen to catch them on. The bad news is if you're hedging your bets on one, you have a really bad chance of getting it wrong. The probability for error and the probability of getting it right just got a whole lot wider. The thing is, consumers are now seeking more and more control over what, how, and when they watch. You see this with time-shifting TV shows on DVRs, and we're seeing it online. Online video now comprises 1/3 of all time spent online. That's 1 out of every 3 minutes. And that time is increasingly extending into prime time. So our basic human wants and needs for entertainment and information are still the same. However, our behaviour is changing based on what the technology is allowing us to do. Some Australian stats for you regarding this. 49% of Australians have used their mobile while watching TV. 16% have been on tablets while watching TV. 89% of online Australians media multitask. And 60% watch TV and use the internet simultaneously, and more than half doing this daily. The truth is, online video is here, and it's getting bigger. If you look at this slide, you can see that over 1 billion videos are being watched by over 1 million Australians monthly. And it is estimated by 2013, 90% of web traffic is going to be video. These hard-hitting facts are huge. They're exciting, they're bold, they're great. But it's more than that. Online video is becoming a way of life. It's becoming social. With 100 million social actions per week alone on YouTube, these are things like shares, likes, comments, etc. And with 300 years of YouTube being watched on Facebook daily, online video is becoming a way for people to communicate, a way to share their opinions with others. It's a way for people to seek out information and to share their own knowledge. The truth is, online video is active, it's reactive, and it's interactive. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world after Google. People now don't just want to read about how to tie a perfect Windsor knot for their friend's wedding on the weekend. They want to see someone show them how to do it. YouTube provides a platform and the content that billions of people seek out, that they love and they share. Most importantly, it reflects the Australian population, as you can see from the breakdowns on this slide. Even personally, I watch videos daily from my favourites that I'm subscribed to. Someone like Natalie Tran with the community channel. And to be honest, I am one of those people that are a fan of the funny cat videos. My mum might use YouTube to watch Jamie Oliver make that perfect roast. My grandfather watches video of my little nephew learning to walk. And funnily enough, my boyfriend did learn how to tie a perfect Windsor knot via a YouTube how-to video. Across all generations, all markets, all people, all countries, people are watching video on YouTube. We may be seeking out different content, but we are seeking out content online in the form of video. We don't want to read about it anymore, we want to see about it. YouTube just isn't about cat videos and dogs on skateboards, although I certainly think they still have their place, especially on a Monday morning when you need to pick me up. But it's a place where people are seeking information, they're seeking entertainment, and they're seeking that social connection. It's a space where people are open to hearing messages. They just want to choose what message they hear. So I just want to ask you, what media do you currently use that is completely accountable with zero wastage? If your answer is none or you're not sure, then let me let you in on a little secret. TrueView is about to become your very own not-so-secret weapon. It's about to become your best friend. I just want to show you a quick video about Google's new pride and joy, TrueView.
If you have a business, you have a story. And of course, every story needs an audience. So how do you find that audience who will be most interested in your story and help your business grow? TrueView video ads are a great place to start. They're a family of ad formats where you pay only when viewers choose to watch your ad, not when an impression is served. This enables people to watch more ads they find interesting and fewer ads they find, well, less interesting. So, everyone wins. Viewers choose ads that are relevant to them, and you reach people who are primed to hear your message. And as your video count goes up, you know you're reaching truly engaged viewers. Speaking of viewers, YouTube is the #1 online video destination, so TrueView ads have the potential to reach one of the biggest audiences in the world. Combine that with tens of thousands of sites on the Google Display Network, and you've got real potential. TrueView video ads come in a variety of formats, so you can choose how to promote your video. When people search for ads, browse content on YouTube, or while they watch videos. And it's easy to create and manage TrueView ads because Google AdWords for video has all the tools you need. Tell your story and start growing your audience and your business. Learn more about TrueView ads at youtube.com/TrueView.
So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and now you are aware that sometimes your message is being missed, that you're spending that time and money and people may not be watching. We can see from this slide that 63% of TV impressions are being ignored, whereas with online video ads, only 47% are being abandoned. The more options we're going to give online viewers to choose what they want to watch, we are going to see this online number decrease further. You're investing a lot into mediums that you cannot ensure your audience is even watching. We're also seeing numbers showing that TV ad spend is decreasing 2% year on year, while online video ad spend is increasing 31% year on year. It looks like we're all starting to catch on to a good thing. So now we've told you the problem, but what is the answer? The answer is to revolutionize video advertising. People love choice. Why should that be any different with their ads? The family of TrueView video ads let viewers choose your video ad. You pay only when they choose to watch your message. Chris Anderson from TED once quoted, "If you drop the idea of ambushing people's attention by shoving videos down their throat, and you instead ask them to view by invitation, that is when you can truly share the idea." By 2015, YouTube predicts that more than half of all online campaigns will be cost-per-view video ads. Everyone wins with this. With Google, we're all about winning the moments that matter by engaging the right audience at the right time with the right message. Because it's not just about delivering impressions, it's about delivering engaged impressions and views. This graph here shows that people are more engaged with TrueView as opposed to a standard pre-roll. In fact, they are 75% more engaged. But what we're also seeing is that TrueView ads also have a huge impact. So not just engaged. You'll be still be making an impact on people that choose to skip the ad, making every impression and every view count. And remember, you are only paying for the view. So everything on top of that is a bonus. So now let's introduce you to the TrueView ad formats. Let's talk through the whole family. We have TrueView in-stream on the left, TrueView in-search in the middle, and TrueView in-display on the right. Let's start with TrueView in-stream. This is a truly user-initiated pre-roll. Your ad will start playing for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, the option to skip the ad and continue to regular programming will show. You are only going to be charged when viewers watch the full ad or 30 seconds, whichever is shorter, or clicks on the ad. Effectively, you will be getting a free impression, a chance to win the viewer over with your creative. Just before I go on the other members of the family, this is a little bit interesting with all the different things that make up the ad format. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to chat them through now, and I can address them in this section or towards the end. Now let's go to the middle and talk about TrueView in-search. Just so you are aware, this was formerly known as promoted videos. Your ad will show alongside YouTube search results, and the click-through leads to the watch page, which will play the ad. You will use keywords to highlight the ad and to call the ad with a call to actions. You will be charged when the user clicks through to the watch page and watches the video. Lastly, on the right, we have TrueView in display. Click to play video ads that play across the Google Display Network and YouTube that show in contextually relevant environments. Again, you are only charged when the viewer starts to watch the ad. With all the TrueView formats, you can run any length of creative. While we still recommend 15 to 30 seconds, you do have the freedom to run the longer creative. It's entirely up to you. So this new family of TrueView formats is impressive. It's our new pride and joy. It's the golden child. And we have learnt that it is truly user-initiated, and you are only paying when that user has chosen to watch your ad. Well, now the next step is to get that ad in front of the right person at the right time. Combining TrueView with the powerful targeting tools on offer means that you're able to target contextually relevant environments and the right person with audience targeting across the YouTube and the Google Display Network. We have the best targeting in search, and we have applied that same skill to our targeting with our video offerings across YouTube and the Google Display Network, meaning our targeting of video ads are best in class. Some ways you can target are by audience demographic. For example, women 18 to 34, men 35 to 54. By interest categories, by personal interests, such as basketball, animals, food and wine. By keywords, such as hotels in Sydney. By topics, so by the type of content that people are watching, for example, travel videos or reading on fashion blogs. And you can also target using sophisticated remarketing through AdWords for video, which Julia will be going into more detail with. So just think about that possibility, that completely user-initiated video, the one you will only be charged for when it's an engaged view. Think about the targeting. So now you can reach mums who live in Sydney, who are watching cooking programs with your message, with a TrueView ad, and you're only going to be charged when that mum chooses to watch. So combine the completely user-initiated ad format with our best-in-class targeting and only pay for the engaged views for even the nichest of audiences. So we've talked about reaching the right person with our targeting tools and delivering them an ad that you're only charged for when they choose to watch. It's definitely exciting. But as I mentioned earlier, video means more. With TrueView, all your video views are there to stay. Increased video views are a draw card for people to continue to watch your videos, even when your campaign has ended. Also, the higher your view count, the higher ranking you get on YouTube and Google search. This is a hint on how viral videos are born. So as mentioned, at Google, we're all about helping you make the moments that matter. We have seen such great success with TrueView from our advertisers. But let's take a quick look at some examples where TrueView has helped advertisers win those moments that matter. Twinings in the UK actually ran a campaign that hit 1 million views of their advertisement in 3 weeks with a cost per view of below 5 cents. They had 20% organic uplift from a TrueView seeding strategy. The TrueView ads drove 70% of those 1 million views. A couple of comments on the video are things like, "This is one advert I won't skip. I don't skip this advert. It's too beautiful, and this advert does come in useful." Another great example is an Australian advertiser, StyleTread. Their main objective was a brand awareness for their new business. They received 5 million engaged views with a 20% view-through rate using TrueView. Bjorn Berndt, the managing director of StyleTread, quoted, "We got more than 5 million people selecting to view the ad, and that was what really impressed me, because with television, you really never know if people are watching your ad." Another great local example was Tourism Victoria with a Play Melbourne campaign, where they had a view-through rate increase of 19%. Paul Barron, the director of digital marketing, said, "Play Melbourne had a significant uplift in click-through rate, engagement, and brand amplification. A truly fantastic result." Orabrush in the US, who advertises their tongue scrapers to get rid of bad breath, completely online and on YouTube. In fact, Orabrush is a YouTube sensation. Chief Harm and Chief Marketing Officer quoted, "When you use TrueView, you can truly measure what's happening with your campaign. It's not a matter of how many people noticed you exist, it's how many people actually want to engage with you. I think that sums it up amazingly when we're talking about it's all about the engagement and it's about people to watch your content. We have found them from these case studies that we have some great best in class and best practices that I would like to share with you. So some best practices: make it relevant. Make interesting ads that people want to watch and that people want to share. Make ads that connect with people. Then spark curiosity. It's what they always say, your first impression counts. And with TrueView ad formats, you have 5 seconds to make that impression. If you do have a call to action, move it from the typical end and bring it to the front. Another great tip is shorter is better. It's better for an in-stream. However, if you have longer content, why not try TrueView in search, where you can use that longer content. For example, how-to videos, educationals, behind the scenes, etc. Completion rates double for 15 seconds versus 30 seconds. However, like I just mentioned, longer can work if the creative is engaging. Another tip, make sure you make use of any companion banners or call to action overlays. Make the most of the real estate on the page to drive your message and drive the views. Be aware that narrowing relevant targeting will increase your view rate, but it may decrease overall views. And finally, think about casting a wider net. Think about including more than one of the TrueView formats to get in front of more people and expand your reach. So hopefully that gave you some insight into the online video space, some ideas of the changes and what is around the corner, and how the family of TrueView fits into it all. I'm now going to pass you on to Julia to discuss TrueView via AdWords for video and to show you just how simple it is to get up and running today.
Thanks, Linda. So you can see that, as Linda's explained, no matter what business you're in, video offers a really engaging way to tell your story and build your business. Before I keep moving with the presentation, I can see a quick question that I just want to address. There have been some questions from our listeners that have spoken about the difference between TrueView in search and what we used to call promoted videos. So just to clarify before we move forward, that it's the same technology, but now promoted videos has been brought into the TrueView family. So these are all our cost per view video units. So just to explain that and clarify that for you guys before we move forward. So what I'd like to do to explain to you how to build your business with video is to show you a short video that explains how easy it is to dive into the world of video with our really exciting new interface, AdWords for video.
No matter what kind of business you own, video offers a rich and engaging way to connect with your audience, tell your story, and grow your business. And now, with Google AdWords for video, advertising with video has never been easier, faster, more accountable, or more insightful. Running campaigns is a snap, because all the tools you need to create and manage your video ads are in one place. You also get to set your own budget, even if it's a few pennies per view, because there's no minimum spend requirement for AdWords. When you run video ads with Google, you'll reach potential customers on YouTube and across tens of thousands of websites on the Google Display Network. And with TrueView video ads, you can spread your message the smarter way by letting viewers choose you. You only pay when a viewer chooses to watch your video, so you're speaking to an audience that's already interested in what you have to offer. And because you decide where your ads appear and who gets to see them, it's easy to find popular or hard to reach audiences, whether it's up the street or across the globe. Detailed reports let you see who's viewing your video, how long they're watching it, and what other actions they take, all to help you improve your campaign's performance. It's quick and easy to test changes to your messages too, from the smallest detail to an entire campaign. So use AdWords for video and watch your business grow. Click one of the links to get started or to learn more.
So as you can see, with the new AdWords for video interface, advertising this video really has never been easier. Let's take a quick look at why. Firstly, the campaign build process has been designed specifically with the need of video advertisers in mind, meaning creating campaigns is easier and faster than ever before. Secondly, it's efficient. AdWords for video employs cost per view bidding, meaning you only pay when a consumer chooses to watch your ad. Finally, it's insightful. The detailed reporting metrics help you track and improve your performance on the go, so you're always driving the best results for your campaign. So let's dive into the process of creating your TrueView campaign in AdWords for video. The first step is to link your AdWords and your YouTube account. This is a really important step that will integrate your entire content and media strategy, and ultimately, it will allow you to drive the best results for your campaign. Specifically, this will allow for quick video selection when creating and uploading ads, video-specific reporting that helps you track and improve your campaign performance, and the ability to drive a really rich remarketing strategy incorporating your YouTube channel. So how do you access AdWords for video? Well, all AdWords users now have the option to create an online video campaign within their existing AdWords account. Creating a new video campaign is easy. It's the same process as a regular campaign. Just click the New Campaign button highlighted here, and you'll see a new option available to choose called Online Video. Once you click this, you're in the AdWords for Video interface, and you're ready to build your first campaign. Once an online video campaign has been created, an All Video Campaigns link will appear in the left-hand navigation, which you should be able to see called out here on your screen. This is where all your video campaigns will be housed. And remember, a campaign must be created in AdWords for Video for it to be managed in AdWords for Video. Creating the campaign itself is exactly like a normal AdWords campaign. You need to set your budget, your location, and your language targeting at the campaign level. This is also where you control things like your start and your end dates, frequency capping, and ad delivery schedules. So if you have ads that would make you want to control any of these variables independently, it's really best to create a totally separate campaign. So now I'm going to show you how to upload and create your very own TrueView ad. In AdWords for Video, an ad can comprise of some or all of the following. It really depends where your ad is going to run. So it could be a YouTube video, some accompanying ad text, a thumbnail, and an optional companion unit. You'll be prompted to enter the required fields depending on which formats you've opted into. For example, you'll only be asked to provide accompanying text if you've opted yourself into the TrueView in search format, formerly promoted videos. This is because this format is displayed on the YouTube search results page, where your video is represented by a thumbnail and some accompanying text. The purpose of the text is really to complement that thumbnail and help the user decide whether to click on your video versus another one. So the more enticing, the better. The video picker you can see there on the right of the screen helps you find the YouTube video you wish to use in your ad. You can find the right video via several methods. You can enter your channel name just to see your videos that are on your channel. You can search using keywords included in the title of the video, or simply you can put in the YouTube video URL. Next, you need to select where you would like this video to run. As Linda explained earlier, your TrueView ad can run in-stream, in search, and in display. Choosing these formats determines where your ads will actually run. So on YouTube search pages, YouTube videos, which are sometimes called watch pages, or sites on the Google Display Network, or perhaps a combination of all of these. You can see some examples of different targeting methods a user has chosen here on your screen. On the left-hand side, a user has opted into all formats and networks, which are reflected in the ticks in the boxes. In the middle example, a user has opted out of showing on the Google Display Network, so we use a dot to reflect they're only partially opted into some of the formats. On the right-hand side, the user has opted out of all formats except for in-stream. So we automatically remove YouTube search and we use dots to reflect that they're only partially opted into YouTube videos and the GDN. So after setting up your campaign and creating your ad, the next step is to decide who you want to show this ad to. So this is called your targeting group. A targeting group is essentially a set of targeting criteria that applies to all the ads in your campaign by default. Unlike AdWords, videos aren't grouped into ad groups, but you can bid separately by format and/or targeting criteria if you wish. In AdWords for video, we separate our targeting methods into two sections, people who are watching and people who are searching, as these users exhibit different behaviour. Let's go through each of these targeting methods. Let's look first at people who are watching. So this applies to the in-stream and the in-display formats. Essentially, people who are already consuming or watching content. This can be using watching a video on YouTube or across the GDN. You can target people who are watching by demographic, topic, or interest. You are opted into showing everywhere by default, so each refinement you make to your targeting group will reduce the size of your audience. If you refine your audience by demographic, you will reach users based on their YouTube login information, if it's available, or by the same demographic inference technology used in traditional AdWords. For example, if I were launching a new beauty product, I may want to try some demographic targeting to women 18+. Topic targeting, on the other hand, allows you to select the type of content your ads will show against. This is popular with advertisers who would like to appear against relevant or related content. For example, a car manufacturer may like to appear against automotive content on YouTube. Interest targeting is the opposite of this. It allows you to reach individuals who regularly consume a category of content, thus expressing their interest, but it's regardless of what they're consuming at that moment. So a campaign promoting the release of a new movie might want wide reach across our networks on a wide variety of content, but they want to target users who have exhibited past behaviour suggesting they're interested in movies. It's really important here to note that different types of targeting in the same group will be combined. So it's best to keep your targeting broad enough to ensure you reach a wide enough audience. Advanced advertisers may choose to target remarketing lists, which is something I'll go through in a minute, or placements, so specific GDN sites, YouTube videos, or YouTube channels. So now we'll move on to people who are searching. Targeting people who are searching refers to our product called TrueView in search. This type of targeting is done by selecting keywords that you would like to appear against, just like you would do in a Google search campaign. You can enter a full keyword list directly into the tool shown here, which is housed in the AdWords for Video interface, or you can simply enter in several keywords and use the Related Keywords button to expand your list. This Related Keywords button is also a really great tool for optimization. Once your campaign has started, you may notice that a particular keyword or group of words is driving strong results for your campaign. You can use the Related Keyword tool to expand this theme and optimize your campaign by including more terms like this. When developing your keyword list, it's really important to keep in mind that users searching on YouTube take a really different approach to searching on Google.com or other search engines. Therefore, it's important to consider creating a new keyword list rather than just repurposing lists used for search campaigns. The keywords here you choose will not impact your people who are watching targeting, so these targeting methods sit independently. So finally, through AdWords for Video, it's easier than ever to create, implement, and execute a remarketing campaign. Through the linking of your YouTube channel with your AdWords account, you're able to create pools of users who have engaged with your content without using pixels. So the loss of pixels is a really exciting innovation that will remove the barrier to entry for remarketing for many clients, making it easier and cheaper to implement. The wide variety of remarketing lists offered in AdWords for Video throws some really exciting communication possibilities into the ring. For example, one list may be video views, which put simply allows you to remarket to all of the people who have viewed your content. An advertiser launching a new product may use this kind of list to re-engage with people who have previously shown interest for the brand. A more refined list might be subscribers. So this is the kind of strategy that will allow you to connect with brand loyalists who have subscribed to your channel and regularly engage with your brand. This type of list could be used perhaps in a seeding strategy, so using loyal and active members of your brand community to begin spreading your message prior to the official launch. To go even further, you can communicate to users who have commented on your videos. You can also remarket to users who have disliked or even unsubscribed from your channel. The possibilities really are endless. Finally, the tools offered by Google and AdWords for Video will allow you to make better decisions for your campaigns. The best-in-class tools offered by YouTube Analytics and AdWords for Video give you the kind of data that was once totally out of reach for marketers. So I'll quickly go back to what I was talking about, which was the amazing technology of the Google Analytical tools. So the best-in-class tools we've got offered by YouTube Analytics and AdWords for Video give you the kind of data that was once totally out of reach for marketers. Detailed reports let you see who is viewing your video, where they've come from, how long they're watching it, and what other actions they take, such as sharing, liking, commenting, or subscribing, or to help you improve your campaign's performance. For example, an advertiser may see that a significant source of channel traffic is coming from mobile devices, so may decide to consider increasing their presence across that platform. Or you may notice that a particular video has significant drop-off views at the 50% mark. This may help you critically look at your video creative and adjust it to ensure it's engaging and informative the whole way through. It's also quick and easy to test changes to your campaign messages, from the smallest detail like altering a percentage off retail offer to shifting to an entirely new campaign strategy just with the click of a button. So we've now come to the end of the webinar. You're now ready to plan, create, and implement your own TrueView campaign via AdWords for Video. Let's quickly recap on the key benefits of TrueView via AdWords for Video before we continue. So you can set up your campaigns quickly and easily. From quick campaign creation to detailed reporting, all the tools you need to create and manage your video campaign are now in one place. You can reach engaged audience with ease. Innovative ad formats and comprehensive targeting make it easy to find both popular and hard-to-reach audiences. And finally, you can spread your message the smarter, risk-free way. Let viewers choose you. With TrueView video ads, you pay only when viewers choose to watch your ads. So we hope you're excited about this new form of advertising as we are, and that we hope you decide to trial TrueView if you haven't already. So we'll use the remaining time we've got left to answer some of your questions. But if you do sign off before then, please remember to take our survey. So as Linda's mentioned earlier, it's really important to get some feedback so we can improve ourselves for the next session. So let's begin sending, please begin sending through some questions. I can see there are some already. And let's look at some of them. I'll pass over to Linda to answer the first question.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for your patience, and again apologies for the technical difficulties, but thank you so much for some of the great questions that we have coming through. I'll just address one where the question was, can we buy all three ad formats of TrueView through AdWords? The answer is yes, because these are all by auction based. So as you saw when Julia went through the slide, when you select your ad, it will populate those formats that you're able to select from there. Another question was, do you have to use AdWords for video? So you do not have to. You can still run an auction via AdWords by the Display Ad Builder. However, with AdWords for Display Builder, you won't get as much of a simpler interface, and you also won't get as much expanded video reporting metrics. Another great question we had was, when do we exactly get charged for each format? So let me just clarify. For TrueView in-stream, this is when the person views 30 seconds or completes the video, whichever comes first. And for promoted videos and the click to play, this is when the video begins to play. The process is the same for when the system fires a remarketing pixel for TrueView. It is when a user has watched 30 seconds or to completion, and for other formats, when the video begins to play. Another question, just to clarify again, is TrueView InSearch looks similar to promoted videos. We just want to make it clear that they're exactly the same thing. It just now falls under the TrueView family as TrueView InSearch. I'll just suggest another quick question before I put you onto Julia for some. Where would you see these TrueView ads run? You might see TrueView video ads run on YouTube, the video results page of google.com, and across the Google Display Network. The TrueView ad format may determine placement, for example. Only TrueView InSearch runs on the YouTube search results and on video.google.com.
Okay, I've got one here about the audience targeting. So how does Google identify the audience, whether they are female or males and in their age group? Does the audience have to be a subscriber on YouTube in order for Google to keep track of the records? That's a really great question. Basically, we use two types of information for demographic targeting. So the first type is by logged-in users on YouTube. So when users log in, they give us some information about their age and their interests. So that's the kind of information we use. We know that about a consumer for sure. The second is by some sophisticated inference technology we use across both the Google Display Network and YouTube. This type of technology looks at past user behaviour, and from that really that rich amount of information, we're really able to tell a lot about that user, whether they're male or they're female, their interests, and roughly their age. So they're the two types of pools of information we use for demographic targeting. Another question I've got here is, let's have a look. How do I measure the success of my TrueView campaign? So that's a really important thing to look at. There are several metrics for success of TrueView, but it's really great to look at your YouTube analytics. So track your performance with that tool, and you'll know which of your ads perform best. So what level of completion they've got. You can also now do this through the AdWords for video interface, and then use that information to feed back into your campaign and adjust for your best chance of success. So you can see who's viewing your ad, when the interest is dropping off, who's skipping it most often, and use that to continually tweak and drive the best results for your campaign. Let's take another question. Linda, do you have any that you'd like to take?
Yeah, sure. Let me just find one here that has been asked a couple of times.
I've got a quick one here. Someone's asked about what about unskippable 15-second ads? So on YouTube, we do still give an advertiser an option to purchase their inventory via auction, which is the TrueView model, or by reservation. So our reservation is a non-skippable ad. So that's when a user is watching a pre-roll ad and they don't have the option to watch it or skip it. So that's still an option we offer to our advertisers, and it's definitely a great way to reach your audience and get a huge reach. TrueView, on the other hand, is the skippable format that's really important for driving engaged views and reducing wastage.
Okay, great. I've got a question here that asks, once you click on an in-search video and you go through to the watch page, can you then click through to the client's website? What is the call to action, companion banner, etc.? Okay, so with the TrueView in-search, when you click on that video, it will go through to the watch page or the brand channel. However, you can implement a text call to action overlay over the promoted video, and that call to action can actually go to an external site. So for example, it could go to your website as opposed to pushing back through to YouTube.
So I've got a question here about demographic targeting again in AdWords. So it said demo targeting, wasn't this recently retired in AdWords display in Australia? So we did have demographic bidding, so you can bid more for a certain demographic group, but this actual targeting AdWords for video is specifically choosing to target a demographic, not bidding more for a certain demographic, but saying this is the group of users I would like to target exclusively. So I hope that that's clear enough of the difference between those two formats. And we might, I don't know if there's one more question, we're almost run out.
Yeah, we've got a great question here saying, what is the impact of having keyword, topic, and interest targeting in a campaign? The answer to that is they should be in separate campaigns. If they're in the same campaign, they will overlap in the system. Okay, I think that's all that we've got time for now. We will, of course, answer all the other questions in a follow-up with a link to the recording of this webinar. We really hope that you enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing about your success with trialing out TrueView. And again, apologies for the technical difficulties, and we hope you enjoyed the webinar and hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.